logically be, and we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice. Indeed, there are many things the killer did that don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. Oh, hang on. Hold the phone. I never even noticed this before, because his body was covering them up. This... What? They tried to implicate Gumshoe? Really? What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say it's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's got to be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? A stolen file. Investigation completed. Nice. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to find us, or reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. Oh right, yeah, now we get into the confrontations. This game's incredible. To be fair, I think I could say that about every Ace Attorney game and be correct. They're all great games. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Ooh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Okay, this is basically, do you want to go over this? Might as well. Bum 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 bum. Alright, first, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open the organizer and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply touch the present button, but that's old news. But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness by touching the press button. Sometimes by pressing I can draw out new information, and new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well, I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Pottsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. Okay. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Pottsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic, and expose it with credible evidence. So, is there any penalty for... No, is there any penalty for just pressing everything? I wonder. Sure. Wait, so what happens if I do press? Hold it. Aw, I was hoping it would work. Hold it, you fuck. That was too fun. Oh god. I don't know why I enjoyed that so much, but I did. Just because I didn't just say hold it, you fuck. And that worked. You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? When clearly his name is Buddy Faith. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Ah, Jacques and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jam? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talked about the victim like he was his pet. I want to try this again. Hold it. Hold it. Okay, don't. I'll just press the button instead. Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing, what an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? Okay. Hold it! And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Sorry, but I'm stopping you right there and saying, what the hell? How do you explain this? Wait. Oh my god, I can object! Objection! Aww. I love when it works. Objection. Yes! I was gonna say objection, fucker. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. I'm having way too much fun with this game already. All because I could say hold it, you fuck, and it worked, and also objection, fucker. But I didn't get to say fucker. So, you know. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. Oh god, he sounded weird. Objection! It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name, where the file should be, is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. No! I love that. Over the top. Which means, what exactly? What does that make what does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with a crime scene. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna arrest them. Oh, I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant! Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You douche. Meh, you win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however... What? What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humour me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Whoa. Where'd he get the coat from? That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? What the fuck? Well, I was thinking. Did you know there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Ah, it's the coat he's carrying on his back. I didn't even notice it. For some reason I thought it was a towel. Hey, you there? Yes, sir, what is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. Oh god. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Who is it? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Byrd, a member of security. Again? How many crimes has she been, like, part of now? 3? Oh no! I mean, she looks pretty good. She's got a nice new look going. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Miss Byrd is a security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Byrd. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie is a culprit, pal. It was me, that's right, I did it. Really? Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it wasn't me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. God damn it, him and his bloody coat. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Oh right, we're doing another one of these. Reason for suspicion. His argument. Oh, as opposed to testimony. I never even realised. It's pretty obvious that Miss Byrd snuck into your room and using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Byrd as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key? Okay, we got a master key. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, and this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially, oh god, for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Byrd who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Okay. Time for the rebuttal. Reason for suspicion. Whoosh. How is it obvious? Are you sure Miss Byrd is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Byrd? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on, I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies, plus I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Byrd out? Ask for more details. Hell yeah. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Byrd has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Byrd, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Pottsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know, it just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things, I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh, but... We still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Pottsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. So her intent... From the messed up shelves... Wait, to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. Okay. So that's his new thing. That wouldn't be the case, though. As we said with Detective. With Gumshoe, not Detective. There, that's it. Each prosecutor has one in their office, only they know of them. Prints were wiped. God, he constantly does that. Objection! Ah, it worked! Never mind. Woohoo! Oh, I love it. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Byrd was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Oh, he's biting on his medal now. Ooh, yeah. Even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Or safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I'd only just told him too. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Byrd? Excuse me? He's trying to implicate her now? Oh my god. I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who'd probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? Oh dear. It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless... Well, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Pottsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. He has no honor. Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? Wait, this is my office. Yeah, I was gonna say. You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request, for now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Pottsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. My elbow. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? Okay. To be continued. Woo! Save time! Nice. That took fucking... Whoa, that took an hour. Jesus. Alright, cool. Go! I'm gonna say, please save. What? Saving. Saving. That takes ages. Holy crap. What the fuck? Okay, I'm not entirely sure what the hell that was. That was weird. Right, so March 14th, 4:18 AM. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. Why is my, CPU so high? It's at 77 and I don't even know how. Really? Oh, this thing can fuck off then. Oh god. It's because I'm just closing stuff. There we go. God, that was weird. No, I just noticed CPU was a bit too high. True. So then, what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Byrd. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Yeah, really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Byrd is related to the Master Key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information. Regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Oh, another investigation. Okay, so first and foremost... Whoosh! I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Yeah, there's a book. I could see that from the other view. It's... Isn't that the missing Zero Series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. And that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Right, so there's that. Maggie! I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the Master Key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her through the present button. So, the victim? Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman. Sir. That sounds like fun. Just once. I'd have loved to play with him. Sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with them. Right, so Maggie Byrd. Miss Maggie Byrd, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old. When I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods. failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal, just when I've become a security guard. Bloody hell. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Byrd, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is your cooperation. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. It's all I can do to help. Nice. Oh, wait, yeah. I forgot. Present. It's in a different place completely. The master key! So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realised it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 AM. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. This key was missing from approximately 1 AM until 2:30 AM. More logic. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that it was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key? Wait, so I could talk to her about that, I'm guessing? Used the master key? What did you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. What? I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah! What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Byrd, quickly. Oh shit, forgetful Mr. Portsman. It was around 12 AM. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then, what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 AM, I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Or Mr. Portsman's door. Before I do that, it's time for logic. Oh god, not that. Yeah, master key was stolen, and used the master key. So... are they related? Aha! Miss Byrd, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 AM, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I totally forgot all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around that very time that I realised the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Ah. So Mr. Portsman's office, discovered in the hallway of the prosecutor's building. Where did I find this door? It's just a really weird wording. Where did I discover his door again? Oh yes, in the hallway, of course. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of those spots is suitable to be played in a hallway. Hey, look who it is! It's Payne! Looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend and punish the killer accordingly, post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? It's Payne, of course, the rookie killer. How could you forget? Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations! But I was asking about this hallway and this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused on stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Okay. And the basketball hoop? What is the basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. And all the way up to the 12th floor. Wow, torture. Oh wait, no, that's just the same stuff. Drag it? What? So I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. The lock? The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Let me advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. Okay, so there's that. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Pottsman's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Pottsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Pottsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd. Yeah, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Bah, why am I even wasting my time thinking about this? Wait, actually. The doors are locked. Oh! Wow, that didn't even click. No, Maggie said it would still be unlocked, but it can't be. It should be unlocked, because she couldn't lock it. Crap, was it this? No. It was his office. Miss Byrd unlocked the door, but master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. Whoosh! Eureka! There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Byrd has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know you're right. Miss Byrd, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Pottsman noticed it himself, that I hadn't. Which means... what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Byrd opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Prints on the doorknob. Master key prints on the number plate? No, the doorknob. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Yeah, because they would be Maggie's if she was the person to lock it. Hey you, yeah you pal. Do us a favour and see what you can lift from this, okay? So what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. So I found only Mr. Pottsman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose prints should also be on this doorknob? Maggie Byrd's. Take that. Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... yes, the door that Miss Byrd opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Ah. Ooh. What have we here? Huh? There's a note. I won't rest until... I like how he says that every time. It's not even the note that I want to look at. What is that? That looks like a dust thing. Or like one of those... I don't know what the hell you'd call it, but an imprint in a carpet when you move something that's been sat there for a long time, so like a table. You'd have like the table leg imprinted in a carpet. Usually it's quite a good indicator for when you get it back in place if you ever move it and then want to move it back. It's quite good. Quite good. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey. What about... how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. Interesting. Right, and then the note, of course. Examine thy note. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone. But it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. Looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Pottsman. Note left by the victim, data jotted down in my organizer. Okay. Is that everything? The only other thing there is the ball. I think that's everything. So, what else is there? Is there more? It never hurts to take another look. Is there anything else? The door is locked tight. No, that's not any different. Cat burglar. Oh, hang on. What if I go back to Edgeworth's door? And examine that doorknob? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Yeah, here we go. Don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Interesting. Oh, there we go, we did it! Woo! Da-da-da-da! Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways.